This is called Gone Wrong. 31st of October, also known as Halloween, the day of the supernatural. Sebastian, please. Evelyn faked a sad expression. I really want to do something crazy for Halloween. We never take risks like this. Eve, don't be ridiculous. We can go to a Halloween party instead of a haunted house. This isn't some joke. Some really weird things happened in the Barrett house. It's not something to joke around with. You're such a buzzkill, Amelia rolled her eyes. If being careful means being a buzzkill, then by all means, Sebastian got up and stormed out of Evelyn's house. I need to go pick up Aria and I'll be back, he announced and got into his car. 2 hours later. It was now evening and Sebastian came back to Evelyn's house with their friend Aria. Guys, we're going somewhere, Evelyn announced and ushered everyone to get up. Evelyn, we are not going to that house, Sebastian looked angry. Relax, Amelia stepped in. Get in the car, come on, Evelyn interrupted her. They all got into the car and Evelyn began driving. 15 minutes later. Eve, I told you not the house, Sebastian sighed as he recognized the huge ancient house that rested on an isolated hill surrounded by trees and bushes. Barrett House, Aria looked flabbergasted. This is the first time I have come this close to a haunted house. The house that got our little town famous. Famous for the wrong reasons, Amelia added as they all exited the vehicle and stood in front of the haunted house. There was a sign placed right next to the doorsteps. It read, "No entry, stay away from this property." Looks like we're trespassing. Sebastian sighed and walked up to the door. Aria pulled out the tool and began unlocking the door, only to realize the door was already open. Confusion inhibited their minds because no one lived in the house and no one should be around there. They all walked inside and chills ran down their spine looking at the photos of the resident. The floor creaked at every step they took. There were spider webs everywhere and debris covered the air. Suddenly a loud knock echoed from upstairs, scaring everyone. Evelyn, I swear if this is a prank, you're going to be in so much trouble. Sebastian felt goosebumps everywhere. I don't know what you mean. Evelyn slowly walked towards the stairs. They all huddled up and began walking up the stairs. The floorboards squeaked and made them even more nervous. They began checking the rooms when a loud roar echoed into their ears. Everyone screamed at the top of their lungs and bolted for the stairs. They stopped at the bottom as soon as they heard laughter. They turned around and saw Evelyn laughing. Another laughter got their attention. It was their friend Harry. Are you serious? Sebastian shouted. I told you not to pull these stupid pranks, Evelyn. You never listen. You guys are evil. This isn't funny. Aria scoffed and walked into the living room and turned the light on. Amelia and Sebastian followed her as Evelyn and Harry joined them. It's Halloween, lighten up. Harry patted Sebastian on the back. The lights began flickering and turned off. This better not be another one of your pathetic pranks. I'm leaving, I can't be asked for this. Sebastian turned on the torch from his phone and stood up, heading for the door. This isn't a prank, the power went off. Harry sat down on the sofa. Hold on, let me check downstairs. Evelyn turns on the flash from her phone and heads towards the basement. This is definitely another prank, Amelia shrugged. Evelyn opened the basement door and began walking down the steep stairs. She made her way to the power box and began flicking each switch. After a couple of tries, the light turned on and she smiled. Then she turned around and screamed at the sight before her. Tears began streaming down her face as her hands covered her mouth. In shock. In front of her lay a body. The body of their best friend, Harry.